Yeah, true. So whenever I see like these two exact same decks, you don't know which is which from on like the two blue lists from Seshomara. I always am really spooked to ban one of them because usually you have a deck that you prefer as the player, and as the opponent you don't know which is which. So banning one, you might just ban the wrong one. So usually I shy away from that. I'd assume one is probably Reaver F blue sevens with the Archon and the Colossus, and the other one like the blue jump version. And yeah, they share the three Empress Command. That's probably the only neutral card. The three ones. Yeah. 5. Okay. 5 at least, or exactly 5? Yeah. So that's probably the what's it called? The swordfish. Oh yeah, it's more of the sax style. Yeah, of course. And Soul Eater and the Raccoon Shield Mace. Weird. It's interesting. I mean, it's a good turn one play if you're going second. That's nice. True. Yeah. So usually when you're playing sacrifice, it's always really interesting how you build your lands because it's very important. For example, like usually you want the desert at the well, in case there's Wind Soldier, you get the collection. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, you think this is just to show you how good it is, just to prove you wrong? Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. How this is gonna pan out. Oh, this is very early. I mean, you should wait with that. I mean, problem is now Sash is just gonna outvalue this this Voice of Hunger. He just needs to throw two creatures in, and kind of the win condition of JTD is gone. If that's the win condition, and it's yeah, true. I think he does run it. I think I can't remember. I had a game against him, so I should know. But yeah, I played a lot of games the past couple of days, so I couldn't mix it. Yeah, it's kind of a special tech. Don't see it too often. Oh yeah, that's possible. And champion, a windborne champion, stuff like that. Like these elusive threats. Oh, here we have it. Oh god. Oh, this is just sad. Yeah, there has been no pressure at all from JTD, and like him showing his cards, like voice of hunger, so early, uh, and not following it up with any pressure. Yeah, it just yeah, there's no need for Sesh to do anything at all. Yeah, this is looking very bad for JTD. But yeah, uh, oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice. The it is good. And what that soul leader? Only a 4/4. Yeah. You want to see emissary dead? Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I mean he has a second growth color, so might as well use one. Man, that voice of hunger. That voice of hunger is so sad. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, that's rough. Yeah, Tower of Curses. It's so expensive. Pay four, and it's basically an Emperor's Command. You just get four. uh, Yeah, that's a very good point. I think. Yeah, that is spread around. Like, yeah, you have to even survive this long, like at least 4 turns, so you can play it. It takes you another 4 turn to get full value out of it. If you run it as a like 3 off, you cannot play all of them on turn 4. Like the game has to go, I don't know how long. What? Oh no. Yeah. But I mean, I like seeing like some underplay cards. Then it just reminds us why they're not played. Um, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So JTD, that's nice that now he has two threats that needs to be answered. So um, yeah, can maybe get a couple of good trades, but look at the Faeria. Oh, and even like Feed the Forest can also be used like on a just for the draw on a creature that just has a trait behind itself, like is on 1 health, can just for the draw. Oh no. Okay, we're realizing. I can hear you just fine, yeah. So I've just been talking to myself this entire time. Mufasa is not here. He just went to grab some coffee.
Is that
Ooh,
working?
Tower of Curses for the beautiful trade on Theron Golem. Oh, the cycle with the salmon, also an option. Hey, dude, this voice of hunger. No.
Okay, I think my mic is up and running now. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no. Okay. Okay, at
Oh,
least
what happened here?
yeah, he had yeah, played a bit weird. He could
Hmm,
have used the Tower of Curses on the Therian Golem, but he used it on his own creature instead,
right.
and then used the salmon. But ultimately, it's kind of the same line, just that Soul Eater has 1 health less, but it's probably not gonna matter.
Yeah, that's true. So, you guys probably didn't hear anything I was saying. Zorny was just talking to himself. I'm not sure what happened there. But, looks like Mike is up and running now. um,
Have you said something interesting, like that is worth repeating, or that we probably should repeat?
Zorny's back. If you guys didn't know, Zorny's a
Yeah,
longtime player. He's back to the game. He's participating, so he's only casting for this first round here. But appreciate the co-cast.
yeah. Where is Summer?
Summer is out doing errands, apparently.
Oh man, I I saw you ask. Okay, no, let's just focus on the game.
um. Right, so JT's got a lot of stats on board, but I think Zorny pointed out that Sesh has got a very large Faeria pool up here. It's gonna be tough. And Sesh is very patiently holding this voice of truth. He's gonna try and clean up these big statted creatures naturally and save the voice of truths for future soul leaders, I suppose.
Yeah, I really like that because there's no pressure right now.
Yeah.
Remember when we said, or maybe it it was muted, but that voice of hunger was just stuck there for the entire time and didn't put any pressure at all. If there were a scenario where Sesshomaru would have been forced to use that voice of truth on that voice of hunger early on, he would have protected the soul eater later on. And
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that was definitely a point we were talking about where the voice of hunger was invested in left side and it really wasn't accomplishing much. It was just a little bit early of an investment. You have to be very careful of where you slap your big creatures down because they don't have much mobility. So you got to be very careful that they're actually in relevant positions and they're going to be in the fight. We saw early in the game that Sesh just dodged it and went down the opposite side, and that's exactly what you do when against big stuff. You
yeah,
just dodge them.
yeah, and now Sash has drawn his second voice of truth. And how many win conditions are left? Like maybe that voice of hunger, the one that's still on the board, but I don't think that's a big problem. Then 2 soul eaters.
Yeah,
So JTD is running out of cards and win conditions.
yeah. Um, yeah, these voice of truths are gonna cause some big problems for JTD. I think if Sesh just holds these other two, then those are two soul eaters answered. He's gonna have to rely on voice of hunger somehow.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But something to point out, probably JTD is feeling really good about this game right now because he knows he
Mm,
has that 17/17 soul leader, and we haven't seen the voice of truth. So maybe he thinks, well, I played a couple of threats and we haven't seen that voice of truth, so maybe he doesn't run it.
yeah.
And that's I think that's a really important part of just withholding information for as long as possible.
Yeah, that's a great point to note. Sasha's doing a great job with holding that information. Hasn't played the hunt downs out down either. And this is something if you're ahead in game one, you want to try to hold as much information as possible because you want to be winning game two as well. So you want to be thinking ahead
Yeah.
towards that. And if Sesh never plays hunt down and he wins this match, JTD's gonna have no idea that hunt down exists, and he's gonna play hard into it in the next game.
Yeah, these small things, but you just have to not throw games because you're getting
Yeah,
too greedy of not showing anything.
that is the other side of things. Oh, hunt down actually coming
Oh,
down
here,
here.
here it is. Yeah, man, Sash, the deck of Sash is so greedy with the Verdant Emissary. Like it's crazy. I think he just didn't want to play anything, just to buff his entire hand.
I see. Which I suppose is fair. In this position, you can do that, but yeah. These
Yeah,
Voice of Truths are have actual stats now, so that's neat.
yeah. Yeah, I mean a 3/7 and a 4/8. Ooh, I mean that's
Yeah,
scary.
those are good stats.
Really good stats, yeah. And
Ooh.
in general, I really like both players have played really passive. But in
Mm-hmm.
general, I like a bit more of an active type of play style where you, yeah, as we've mentioned earlier, where you force your resources out of your opponent. And yeah, I mean, in terms Seshumara, like he didn't have to do anything. And maybe JTD thinks, yeah, he's feeling good. He doesn't have to do anything. Just grow the soul leader. Maybe that's the reason why we have such a slow game.
Yeah, I think both players felt that JT wanted to play a slow game because of Soul Eater, and Sesh wanted to play a slow game because he knew he had Voice of Truth.
Yeah, and and that's something I love about not knowing, uh, not having like full information. In in here, both players probably think I'm gonna win this one,
Yeah,
and only one is right, and both have a really good reason why they would think that they're gonna win. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, information has a huge role to play in this game. Typically, the top players know everyone's lists because everyone brings the same sort of fully optimized lists, so you know what to expect. But when you run into matches like this, where you have no idea what's in the other player's list, it becomes very scary as a higher level player.
Yeah, and there might always be that one card that really catches you off guard. So always interesting to maybe go over old lists and just tweak it by one card,
Yeah.
get that little edge.
Oh, this he's squeezing every ounce he can out of this voice of hunger, though.
It really is, yeah. Wow, but JTD is so patient with his Soul Leader.
Yeah, and
It's
if we look at the
crazy.
card counts, look, we're on 4 cards left in Sesh's deck, 5 left in JT's.
Yeah, the big Sash is never gonna fatigue and lose because of that, because he has that aggressive forest.
Yeah.
There's always time. But maybe the Tower of Curses, the fewer attacks you have. Yeah, whenever I see Tower of Curses, I ask myself, Emperor's Command would have done just the same.
Yup. And even though it's 2 Faeria for 1 damage, Emperor's Command is just so much more flexible. And it's just cheaper on the turn that you play it. Okay, so Soul Eater coming down, the second Soul Eater. I think it's time to just let these Voice of Truths rip.
Yeah. Wow. Such patience. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was very well calculated. Like Sash, he knew he probably runs 2 of them, so I have to deal with the first one like manually, and the other 2 I can deal with the Voice of Hungers.
Yeah.
So,
And
it's
that's,
nice.
yeah, it's a really great strategy when you're facing against these large scaling creatures. Just deal with the first one manually. Unless you can tempo off. Sometimes it's worth it to voice right away.
Yeah. Yeah, and just yeah, back to saying JTD, it should never even happen that Sashumara has 2 of them in hand and just waiting for the win condition. You have to apply pressure, otherwise, yeah, just
Yeah.
this is gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, we can. It's always easy when you see both sides.
Yeah, it
You
certainly
probably
is.
just didn't expect it. Then yeah, why would you?
Oh, Bone
Oh, the
Collector
bone
does
collector.
exist. See, I was thinking that he went for Voice of Hunger over Bone Collector, and I was like, okay, Bone Collector's not going to be a viable win condition. But it looks like they exist. It's going to be too late for them, but they exist, and they're all on the bottom.
They do. Dude, this 1/1 is so sad. It's
Yeah.
it is so sad. I'm just in the PTSD state where Soul Leaders, oh man, gonna blow up my face. But this 1/1 doesn't do anything.
Oh, it's very miserable. And we got a Voice of Truth that is larger than a Tyrion Golem sitting at
Yeah,
face
it's
right now.
crazy. That's crazy.
Nice thing about the game going on so long is JT now knows every card in Sesh's list,
True, yeah.
so he can prepare for it. Oh, no longer a Tyrion Golem.
So what deck does JTD have left? He has.
Let's see, the Swarm was banned. He had 2 other green lists, I believe. I think he had a red-green, and can't remember what the other one was.
Was it?
Oh, there's no third Soul Eater.
Oh,
Really? Wait. Is there no third Soul
wait.
Eater?
Yeah, we said there were only 5 cards, but we kind
So,
of assumed only 2.
right, I thought he
Maybe.
was running 2 shield mates, but maybe there's 3 shield mates.
Yeah, but he has 2 Voice of Hungers. Maybe, yeah, 6 win conditions is way too many, so I just have two each.
I
Maybe
guess.
that's the thought behind it.
Could be. Yeah, it's just a mono green. With 8 neutrals. Hmm.
Oh,
Okay, so the
eight
mono
neutrals.
green mirror potentially makes sense. I think red green might struggle. It depends. Depends what's in the red green. You can build up some pretty nasty stats if you're left to chill on your own for a while.
Hey, I think I have to leave you. My
Next,
match is ready.
sounds good. Well, thanks for joining in, Zorny. It was
Yeah,
good fun.
unfortunately, it wasn't for too long.
Yeah.
Maybe if I play bad enough, I'm back sooner than I want.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say I'm gonna pray for your bad luck, but I'll just say good luck for now.
Okay. Thanks, man. Take
All
care.
right. Catch you later. All right, so we are going with the mono green mirror, and we got 8 neutrals, which is definitely something to that Sasha's going to be interested in. Take the time to think. Not sure what that means. All right. So another point to note about the holding the red green is I think red green will be a bit better against flyers, potentially into mono blue as well. Well, let's get some music going. I forgot about the music. Ooh, I see a messenger over here, so this might be a green rush. Yep. With 8 neutrals, it does make sense. Messenger is an interesting card to be sure. Green rush, it's interesting. I think if JT has big stuff, it could work, but otherwise he's gonna struggle. Like Messenger is not really the card you want into mono green. It's gonna struggle a lot. We really want this guy. We want a Virgin Force. Even the 7-1, the Spooky Willow, Haunted Willow, that's pretty good against this type of list. Very efficient 2 cost, 7 damage. So we're gonna get a poke in with the Messenger. We'll see what we draw here. It's a Tiki Healer. Not what you want to see, but it is playable. Dropping down some more pressure with the Mace Man. So Sash here's got an Aridin. He's got to decide whether he wants the Grove Guardian or the Aridin. I kind of like the Grove Guardian better just because it's more immediate stats. And there we go for the Grove Guardian. Really excellent that this gets the Beastmaster buff, because now Elderwood Embrace is no longer a clear on the Guardian. Oh, we have Stalker. Stalker and Rush. Oh my god. So I'd probably just like to see a clear on this with a buff. Makes sense. So Sash, not looking too bad. I don't mind just hitting into this. One thing you have to be careful about with Green Rush is that they have a lot of buffs, usually. So JT might have a chance here, so he might have some breathing room. Sash's only creature here is the Aridin, which is very, not very threatening. And he top decks the Ancient Boar. Not fantastic. Oh, we're on 5 lands already. Okay, that's absolutely fine then. We got the Golem. And Sesh doing a great job of stepping on the forest, forcing JT to build a 3rd land. I don't even know if he wanted to do that. I wasn't opposed to just dropping something on the center. Doesn't feel amazing, but I mean, building the land hurts. Oh, wait, and we're just dropping this anyways? Okay. A little bit confused by what the forest play there was. Maybe he was thinking he was going to drop the Verdurin, decided against it. But that is -1 Faeria that he could have gotten on the power wheel there. So I think Sesh is going to do just fine here. Feeding the Aridin. Always a reasonable play. Can actually use the Ancient Board to dash and block this. But I'm just going to teleport, take the trade. Yeah, that makes sense. And we're dashing board to face. So, probably +1 Verdurin is the only thing I see here. We do see that there's a command in hand. Oh, we're building more forests? JT, what are we doing? Why are we building so many forests? I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Kind of just have to apply pressure while you have it. It's looking pretty dire, but is there going to be Tyrion Golem in this list? I would be very surprised. Just going to be a surrender. That's also a fair play. So we're going to have to move on to red-green to try and counter this Beastmaster list from Sesh. Absolutely crushing it today. So we can count up the numbers here. We've got 26, 33. So there's 3 dual-colored cards in this list. Really easy to count if you just you count these numbers up to 30, and then everything above is going to be crossover cards. So it's probably Salamander, I would imagine. I think the only way to win this Beastmaster matchup is to just get massive Salamander plays off. So you need to build up your lands squished up, and build some giant Rakoan Revelers. And it's possible. It's a possible matchup to win. I have faith. Got an overgrown tower in this list. Interesting. And we got the hook. So we got 2 combat creatures to start with. Pretty nice. Ooh, Sesh with the double Beastmaster opening hand. Not what JT is looking to see. Not in this match that he so desperately needs to win. That double Beastmaster is going to be real nasty. Gonna build to the other side. Makes reasonable sense. Longhorned Yak. Oh, we do have some spicy cards. So I think we're probably just gonna see the second Beastmaster come out. Makes sense. Sesh doesn't have to play super aggressive in this match either. We do have the Voice of Truths in case anything gets out of hand later. Double Beastmaster is very difficult to beat. These grappling hooks are going to be pretty nice in the mid game, hopefully. I think JT's got to bank on some really nice grappling hook plays. Probably wants to set up something where he can shoot one of these Beastmasters, teleport away from any sort of aggressive creatures that may come down. So Sesh thinking a little bit about what he wants to do. I don't think he's under pressure to play anything here, so just gonna pass. He does have to start worrying about Hook once the 5th land is available, which is this next turn. But nothing to worry about currently. Drops down at Brigand. I don't know if you want to do that. I guess he's setting up Hook in case this wants to retreat, so fair enough. Alright, I see the idea. Double neutral. What's coming down here? The boar. This goes up to a 6/7? Right. Fair enough. Makes sense. We can contest that ground shaker. Now, I'm not sure if I'm convinced on the double neutral. I think I would have liked just a forest. Force your opponent to build this land if he wants to take the trade. This double neutral just slows you down if Tyrion Golem, and you've built land for your opponent to step on. I don't think you're really in pressure of pushing the boar up all the way, and doesn't actually end up doing that anyways, so yeah. So, grappling hook is not the end of the world. I don't mind just hooking this. That's a flame burst, 3 damage. Takes out one of these Beastmasters, which is pretty important. And then we probably just take a value trade on this right side here. Looking pretty good. Yeah, so this is the issue with playing the double neutral. Playing into buff range here, if you force your opponent to build this land, I know JT invested that land anyways, but it means you would be on 5 forests here, and you could do something else with your power wheel. Now if Tyrion Golem wants to come down, he's got to build another land. Aridin makes sense. I think he's a little timid about this right now because of another buff, potentially. He really wants to protect this Beastmaster, but I think Aridin's fine. You don't really want to throw a Grove Guardian into this. Yeah, I'm just going to be Aridin. Ooh, we got the Axe Grinder, so I was thinking we can get an aggressive land here, but with the Axe Grinder top deck, that might change things. Although we've already built up all the lands we need, I think. We're on 6 lands. I'm pretty sure this is a Salamander list, not Crackthorn. So that's a lot of lands. I'm actually... Why did we build so many lands? Right, Ground Shaker. Okay. So it could be Crackthorn. If Ground Shaker's being run, it could be Crackthorn, but it could just be Oh no, sorry, we sold a Salamander. Salamander was in the opening hand. It's 100% Salamander. Nice teleport here. I guess to value trade. Of course, the Yak can trade back pretty nicely. Ooh, not with that Stalker top deck, though. We're actually seeing this game again, one of the issues we saw in the previous match, or 2 matches ago, where JT has invested a lot of stats, a lot of creatures into one side, and Sesh is just ignoring this one side. So right now, JT has an 8 Faeria investment in the left side that's just sitting there doing nothing. And that's something that's really important to consider when you're playing down creatures. I did respect the play, setting up a hook shot on the Beastmaster there with the double creatures, but unfortunately didn't pay off too well. Okay, fair enough. Actually gonna take out the Laya, that makes sense. She's big, and we got a Salamander. Makes sense. Get to buff the attack of this a little bit more. Take out a creature. It's more of a... it's a tempo Sally. And now we're building the forest that probably should have been built a long time ago to drop this Grove Guardian down. That's another thing you have to think about too, is how the future of the game is going to go when you're thinking about what lands to build. So if Sesh was considering that this Beastmaster was going to live, survive, this forest spot is really nice to protect it with, whereas the double neutrals aren't going to accomplish a whole lot. Yeah, these are big stats. What do we do? We had 6, 7, 8. Not quite enough. Let's take a draw. Drawing makes the most sense. I don't think you ever want to invest double neutral into left side to try and extend these things. It's just way too much of an investment. But we found an axe grinder. Let's drop him down. To be honest, this attack buff could do some stuff. It's not bad. Against the mono green at least. Attack is very strong against mono green. Debating the teleport. I think you can just hold this in hand for now. Ooh, taking this out. He's actually risking another salamander here. I kind of prefer taking the Longhorn. I guess he's a potential double collector, but Salamander's pretty good here. I think we just draw for it. Oh, double neutral. Oh no. What's this for? Right. Okay, he took that out to stop the collection. Right. That's fair. Yeah, that guy was taunting. Okay, fair enough. I'm not a big fan of this forest. I think JT is really desperate for extra resources here. Sash is kind of bullying him a little bit. And another thing is, this double neutral investment from Sash means that he was guaranteed gonna play a forest. So you're really not pressured to build more lands here. If Sash is gonna come to you, I think you're absolutely happy with that. $8-13. Deal with that, JT. And now we got a 7-2 Horsemaster. Excellent. Yeah, so I think we're just gonna drop this Horsemaster as is. That's some good stats. Can potentially drop the Ground Shaker as well. It's an option. Yeah, I just Shaker plus Horsemaster. Makes sense to me. Gonna protect the— oh! No? Really? Wait, what's your answer here? Well, I don't understand. How are you planning on answering this? You got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? I don't know that you want to invest all of this into one creature. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't understand the Horsemaster, not playing the Horsemaster there. That was just an easy trade. You get to just throw 3 Faeria in here, plus the Ground Shaker. Get an even pre-buff. You would have traded in 1 creature, and that's it. You could have saved the Ground Shaker. But, alright. Let's invest all 3 of these creatures then. Well, it's gonna be 2 creatures, because we can still buff this out of range. I don't think the tower is necessary. We just had it with the guidance, right? We had 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't think the tower really accomplishes anything. I would have honestly preferred the tower on the Longhorned Yak, if anything. Unless we're trying to counter something with 9 HP, but I don't know if there's much that exists with 9 HP in Beastmaster. So Sesh gonna continue to try to push aggressive things down. I think he's gonna have a decent time at that. We got the command in hand. Deal with that Ground Shaker. Oh, sorry, he had to buff that. Why did I think... Right, the Tyrion Golem had 8 attack, okay. Ignore me. The tower had to come. Yeah, we really need this Horsemaster to slap down here. We'll probably see it next turn so that this guy can zip places. I think JT is worried too much about holding this for the charge ability, and not looking at it as just an attack creature. Charge isn't going to be super impactful in this matchup anyways, and we're going to just toss in the surrender. Alright, well fought by both players. Sesh doing a really good job with that Beastmaster list, and he's going to take the crown, moving on to the semifinals. So congrats to Sesh. I do appreciate the uncommon deck list from JT though, for sure. Alright, we are ready to go for the next match. This is the semifinals. Zorni versus FTW Cheese. Both very good players in the game currently. So we see an auto ban from Cheese onto the green-blue. Cheese himself has 2 yellow lists, the Krog and the Disciple. Very nasty Disciple list. Krog also very nasty though. Zorni looks like he's brought potentially a Beastmaster list, maybe a Flyers. Green-blue is interesting. Potentially still has Frog Tosser and such. And Zorni banning out the Disciple, very respectable. I think Krog should be manageable for Zorni here. We've got Flyers, which is decent, and not sure what the red-yellow is, but it could be Angry? What do we got? We got 26, 33, could be Angry with Eels in there. We're going to start with the Beastmaster, and Cheese starting with Krog. We had 2 tea ladies versus each other. Excellent. Oh my. This is not a Beastmaster list. This is a greedy, greedy green list. I like it. Might have some issues with the Krog Rush, but I definitely like it. Probably gonna see a tree in this list. Yeah, with Kodama, pretty much just ramping up to a tree. And we got Bloom Sprite as a little collector. Fantastic. She's top decking the Krog's Dinner like a good Faeria player. We have a Shamanic Dance. I'm gonna rush with double neutrals. Makes sense. Little bit desperate to get some face pressure in before Krog hits. So probably this game Zorni is just going to ignore the Kodamas and any Highland cards, and we're just gonna go for some tempo Oak Fathers. That's the plan, I imagine. We can probably just drop a Oak Father aggro. I mean, this isn't bad at defending against Krog. Can two-shot a Krog. But if that is the plan, I don't know if you want to build a forest center, but another option possibly could have been to use this Bloom Sprite as a double collector if he had gone between wells. That's one way to take it if he is planning on defending with Oak Father. The Shamanic Dance definitely makes things interesting because you not only can use this Oak Father to block, but you can actually taunt. Though I don't actually think this forest was necessary then if you've got the Shamanic Dance. He could have actually invested this forest elsewhere. Because I think it would have been fine. Dropping another Oak Father, I imagine it's just going to be Shamanic Dance. It makes a lot of sense. Protect your little 1-1 from getting Krog hit, and you two-shot the Krog. Not bad. Does he take a pre-hit or not? I actually don't mind not taking a pre-hit. You do potentially play into Meteor. It's kind of unlikely though, he has to like Ogre Dance into Meteor or something. But yeah, doesn't go for it, makes sense. This keeps him stuck on the mountain here, makes it kind of unusable. That Shamanic Dance is pretty huge, I will say. And we now are on 5 forests. We can build up to Blossoming Kodama. Not this turn actually. We do want to Guidance also. Make sure that this can trade evenly with the Ogre. So yeah, just gonna be a buff here. Slap into Krog. We have a Ground Shaker. Whether he wants to kill off this Bloom Sprite or not, I don't know. It's nice to take away the collections, but you give him a pretty nice juicy card. Hits the Ground Shaker, so we're playing the Ground Shaker. And we get a Tiki Totem. Not the end of the world. Hellfire. Is it gonna hit? Ooh. He actually hits. That was really unlucky for Zorni. It was pretty likely. I mean, on average, you get 3 pings to each target. But that's not something Zorni is interested in seeing. We can block with a Tiki Totem. That's not the end of the world. Then this becomes a 6/8. I think that's all you really have, right? The only other thing I see really is like this +1 guidance collect, but you really need to apply this face pressure. When you've got this much pressure on yourself, you're into a race. So we could actually... It's debating the Tiki Totem Center. So what the Tiki Totem Center would do is it would mean that Cheese only gets 1 combat hit, right? If he does it this way, rough. Takes over the explorers. If he does it this way, he can get traded twice, and then Ground Shaker just hits face. No longer has a forest on board. I didn't mind Tiki Totem Center, I think, because then what? Bold Bargainer hits in. An Ogre Battler hits in. I think it works out better with the Tiki Totem Center. I'm not sure. It's debatable though. Okay, can we set up 2-turn lethal here and heal ourselves? We can, right? Yeah. This looks like the only play that I see. So we go, 1 guidance is used as a buff to set up 2-turn lethal, the other one's as a heal. Saves us out of rage. That might be it. We'll see what, well, no, we got Hellfire in hand, so it should be pretty easy to Hellfire lethal. Though the Tiki Totem can absorb some hits. Doesn't do it, though. Tiki Totem not enough. But that was honestly a high roll, or a risk there. You had 1, 2, 3 targets. Again, you have to get all 3 pings there, but could have gone either way. Okay, I'm gonna assume Zorni's ready. Alright, so we're gonna lock in the Flyers list as a counter. It makes sense. And you're not really concerned about the future matchups with this either, since these are gonna be mirrors. Though Flyers isn't awful against Monstrosity. We have a Iona's Smile variant of Flyers. Cool. This is an excellent start from Zorni here. We've got 2 creatures to start with. Those are double collectors. And great defensive tools at dealing with these big chunky things. Oh, really? Not going for double collections. Okay. Not sure why that is. We're going super aggressive. Okay. And not... I think he's not playing the Sky Captain here. I like it. In this rush matchup, you really have to be careful of where your Faeria is going, what you're investing your Faeria into, and the Sky Captain's not going to be it. This is a very expensive card for very little buffs that aren't going to have very much impact on the course of this game. So I think I'd much prefer to see just Smile into drop some Flyers down. Yeah, I didn't mind the double collection at the start, but Zorni's taking a more aggressive approach. Oh, actually considering playing the Sky Captain. Okay. Finds a Nightmare. That's pretty huge. Yeah, so like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the Sky Captain. I think if just Smile into Manta Rider, that would have been pretty cool. But I mean, he's got some time, especially if he steps on the mountain here. He's got some time. Though, Demon Wing stepping away means he's not going to have something to fight with here. I guess the Nightmare he's feeling pretty safe with. But I would... Well, this is going to work out huge with that Spirit Theft. And we get to doubles collect, so it pays off. It pays off big time. Now he's making a debate between going for another aggressive land or the defensive land. I like the defensive land. It prevents Cheese from getting a creature out of range in tricky situations. Sets up the Manta Rider. No Krog from Cheese, which is a bit unfortunate. We do have a Meteor, which is interesting. But you don't want to pop a Meteor when your opponent's got a double collector set up here. Hopefully Cheese can find something to deal with this Demon Wing, because this is going to cause a lot of trouble. We have another Sky Captain here. Yeah, it's probably just going to be Champion. Ground Shaker's an option. Champion's pretty big, though. It's a lot cheaper. More stats represented on board. Though it doesn't accomplish a huge amount. You can collect. You can get a collection with the Manta, I guess. Collect, walk back, hit. Top deck's a zero-cost Sky Captain? Alright. We had triple Sky Captains in this list. I guess this Nightmare makes Zorni quite safe. He's pretty fine to do whatever he wants here. Not gonna drop anything. This Ground Shaker's reasonable to save for more Ground Shakers. She's actually just gonna surrender here. I respect it. That's looking pretty dire. So the Flyer's beating out the Krog, and now Cheese has to decide what he wants to counter with. Probably Flyers. He's probably going to be Flyers into Flyers. Sky Captain is pretty bad in a Flyers mirror, I would say. The stats really don't have a huge impact since you've got low life creatures and high attack. Oh, actually picking the monstrosity list. Interesting. Could be fair as well. If there's Sky Captain in the list, it's a lot slower. Maybe it's more difficult. Both players have excellent opening hands here, though. Cheese with the Mistral Guide Monstrosity combo, and Zorni with the turn 1 Sky Captain. So what we're going to see from Cheese here is... Oh, we got found an Emissary. We'll probably just see Desert Emissary. If the Emissary wasn't top decked there, then he would probably just pass, wait for Mistral Guide, give this flying, give up 1 collection for that, but giving flying to Monstrosity is pretty huge. So yeah, I personally would have preferred the Flyers match, I think, but to be honest, I don't play Monstrosity that often. I'm just always scared of, this has 5 life, Flyers have 5 attack, and great mobility options. I'm just gonna drop Emissary. So next turn he goes up to, what, 6, 7? Doesn't quite have enough to play both, but you're not really pressured to play these both just yet. We want some other creatures on board to actually make Monstrosity impactful anyways. Really excellent too. Zorni doesn't really have any viable flyers in hand, so he's just got to top deck them. So all of these are going to get these Sky Captain buffs. Though he does have to top deck some. But as you can see here, like, these buffs aren't going to be hugely impactful. Like I said, like, these flyer stats just kind of trade evenly with each other. So then you're left with a 4-cost 2/4, which can be value traded quite easily. Gonna build another forest. I'm not opposed to fully investing in this, just collecting. Because you have that soul drain, you can answer the Mistral Guide if he does something to it, but it might be a safer play to just retreat this. No, actually just gonna stay there. Fair enough. This gives you the option to retreat if you need. So Cheese has some options here. I'm not sure if Monstrosity is hugely impactful right now. You could get it down if you're afraid of like mobility tricks. But Manta Rider putting pressure on this Sky Captain is another option. Potentially a better option. I kind of like this better. Especially when Zorni doesn't have a lot down at the moment. Applying this sort of tempo pressure is pretty nice. Honestly, if you're afraid of mobility, you just dump a Manta Rider face and then retreat the 5/3. Unless you're worried about Celestial Tower. Oh, actually going for Mistral Guide and the Manta Rider, fair enough. Let's get 2 creatures down since we can afford it. Zorni has just got a really expensive hand, unfortunately. But we can actually steal this Manta Rider, which is nice. Manta Rider's a very good steal. And then this Bloatfly can probably come down somewhere safe. Well, we see there's a Wind Soldier in hand, but from Zorni's perspective, it looks safe. Thinking about popping him in between wells. So there's probably going to be a Soul Drain, yep. It's the only way that you prevent the collection here. It's going to be kind of a nasty Wind Soldier. This Bloatfly is going to be safe then, because I think Wind Soldier is just going to be invested into the Manta Rider, but... it's not going to be very nice for Zorni. And Cheese has plenty of time now to dump this Monstrosity now. Zorni played in threat range here, so this Monstrosity is going to get some nice stats. Oh. Really? Alright, we can't afford the Monstrosity, what am I saying? We have to play the Wind Soldier, right? Okay, makes sense then to retreat, fair enough. However, Zorni's got this champion that he can chase this thing down with. So not ideal for the Monstrosity, but that's okay. Ooh, top decking the Soul Drain here too. So we can actually pull off both these cards. As long as we pop the champion first. This is great. This is a great hand for Zorni here. You get to take out this creature, develop a champion, and take out one of the Mistral Guides, leaving Cheese with only 1 collector on board. Fantastic. And that's just what he'll do. And that is excellent. This is some excellent board presence from Zorni. Now that the monstrosity hasn't come down, it's going to be super awkward to come down. Cheese actually is going to have to invest like Manta Rider or something here, which does not trade very nicely into the champion. So remember when I said that the Sky Captain was not going to give very relevant stats? Well, this is very relevant. This makes trading into these 5 attackers quite nice. But just gonna go for a collection, makes sense. One thing to pay attention to when you're looking to clear creatures or deciding to clear creatures or go somewhere else, like for a collection on the other side of the board, Cheese already has a collector set up on this well. As well, there's also a Manta underneath this Manta Rider, so there's no point in trading into it or anything. Real nice trade from Cheese here. We're getting some great back and forths here. And the monstrosity actually comes down with stats. Love to see it. And this match is just back and forth, trading even on value. We've got at least a nice value trade here, though. Top deck's the Nightmare, though. That's pretty huge. I don't know if it's worth playing it just yet. I guess you might as well, but I do like just setting up Bloatfly as another collector. So if you can naturally kill this monstrosity, like let's say you take this value trade, he's threatening this. Another thing is he's at 8 attack already. Maybe you're concerned with this coming face. I don't know. It's debatable. I don't mind the Nightmare. Setting up a creature is nice, but keeping this monstrosity under wraps is also nice. Especially when there's a second monstrosity. Zorni doesn't know this, but with the second monstrosity, Cheese can easily play this down and then, well, it doesn't really matter if that second one dies. He's gonna gobble up the attacks anyways. Deathwish Ghoul looking nice and efficient. We do see that Spirit Theft, of course. But he's gonna give Zorni some decisions to make. We either Spirit Theft the Ghoul, or we Spirit Theft the Demon on this left side. Which one you want? I think the Demon isn't super threatening right now. Right side Spirit Theft makes a lot of sense because you also threaten this Mistral Guide at the same time with your Manta Rider that survives. Another thing you could consider is the collections here. You could take away Cheese's collection on left side, just hit in the Manta Rider, and then you still have this Baby Manta to survive and double collect. So perhaps this is better, just going for the Spirit Theft on left side. This way you establish many more collections than Cheese. It's a little bit safer. Oh, actually gonna consider retreating and taking a value trade with this Ghoul on this Ghoul. Okay. Just gonna take it anyways. That's pretty good. Now Zorni's got this awkward demon here that's gonna hit him in the face every turn, and no lands to be marching on here. She's considering the Manta Rider. One issue with Manta Rider is that you almost have to put it in trade range of the demon. But okay, he's just gonna... Oh, actually just gonna block here. Okay. So not valuing the fact that Zorni's got to invest lands if he wants to make this demon useful. He's just saying, nope, you're not gonna collect whatsoever. It's a fair play. I feel like I would have done something else, but it is a fair play. To be honest, the production damage really doesn't do anything. It is meaningless. The biggest consideration is forcing Zorni to invest lands if he wants to collect and such, when he really wants to be drawing cards anyways, as the Flyers list. And everything in trade range, well, this guy wasn't, but with the Manta Rider in trade range, it makes full clearing really easy as well. Top deck Soul Drain, pretty nice. Zorni stuck on double Flash Winds here. You could in theory use the double Flash Winds, get another creature out of it, but let's see what Barter has to offer. Probably just Soul Drain for now. Actually, no, why don't we pick Training? Yeah, Training is a full clear here. Unfortunately, there's no like pretty way to do this. I kind of like investing double Flash Wind here just to get the creature. I think that's what's going to happen here. We get a creature, we can set it up on right side as a double collector now. And full clear, best clear. Zorni fully out of cards now, but double collector's pretty huge. And Cheese doesn't look like he's got many answers for this. It's gonna be a Mistral Guide, I imagine. Oh, actually the Ghoul. Interesting. Okay, risking small removals to get an efficient trade here, and bring back his investment of this Ghoul, since this gets 2 Faeria when it dies. Fair enough, I suppose. This is going to force a land investment from Cheese, though. I'm not excited about that. Zorni actually dodging the double collection here, setting up a nice little value trade with the Sky Captain. Not awful. I kind of preferred the Sky Captain left side because I think it's pretty easy to dodge this. Or I think it's easy for Cheese to dodge out of range of the Sky Captain. He doesn't dodge it, decides to go full throttle into it, but this does limit the collections that Zorni can potentially grab. Double Sky Captain's gonna pop off these triggers before this guy dies off. Nice. Finds a champion. She's gonna keep drawing for stuff. We can go for 1 creature and a monstrosity if we want, or 2 creatures plus a soul drain. I think at this point monstrosity's got to be your win condition here. Using the demon to block the Bloatfly, not giving it flying, just to block this Bloatfly from triggering. Pretty likely this is going to be able to trade off. Yikes. Using the champion to use this monstrosity's mobility against him, and that's just going to be a surrender. Losing that second monstrosity for no value is just really rough. So we are going to move on to game 4. She has 1 list left to counter. It's going to be the Flyers. Flyer v Flyer. Probably Flyers at least. So I think Zorni's pretty happy about still having 2 lists left, and one of those being a mirror match. This match could go either way, but you got 2 chances to win this. If the next list is a Red Yellow Angry, I think Red Yellow Angry is pretty decent against Flyers, depending on how Zorni has constructed it, but both players with excellent starts here. some double collectors from Cheese. Zorni with double Manta Rider. Very excellent card into the mirror, Manta Rider. But finds a barter into Soul Drain into murdering that turn 1 creature. Yikes. So Zorni's hand is looking marginally better at the moment, especially with that Soul Drain. That Soul Drain was pretty huge in that early game. And these Manta Riders are going to be real nasty, but Chi's actually top decking a Manta Rider of his own here. Not bad. It's just going to be Manta Riders v Manta Riders. Drops Manta Rider number 2. Iona is okay. Gonna be able to body block on this left side for a little bit. Both players triple collecting. Finds the Soul Drain. We got Soul Drain plus the champion. What can Zorni do to abuse this? Not really much right now. He really wants to be able to value trade the little baby Manta under this one, but Cheese is making that pretty difficult to do right now. We might just see a passive play from Zorni here. I don't know if there's any need to do too much right now. We do see this Twister in Cheese's hand. This could be pretty good to take out a Manta and get a value trade here. This is definitely a tough turn. It's cool to get champion down. One risk though is playing champion into a mirror match is pretty risky because your opponent can play a champion down right after, use this mobility against you, and just get a real nice trade with Manta Rider into the champion. So he goes for the draw. I respect it. Oftentimes in the mirror matchup anyways, it's more of a cold war of who's gonna play the champion first. Because the first one is usually the worst one. Ooh. Okay. This is really risky. It's gonna back this up with a Demon Wing. But this is really risky because just with one simple mobility trick, Cheese gets a value trade here, right? So this seems like a risky play. But we don't have that simple mobility trick. Actually just gonna go for a Twister. And we're actually just going for a second Bloatfly here. Getting the value makes sense. Can actually just trade in the Iona here. Take complete control of left side, and drop another Bloatfly, and drop this Ariana. That's a pretty huge turn from Cheese. That's gonna be real tough for Zorni to come back. Cheese using all of his cards there, but has taken a lot of initiative on board here. We only have a champion here and a ton of removal. Barter into barter. Gonna see what Cheese has to offer. Scout out the deck a little bit. We've seen Soul Drain, Spirit Theft, Flash Wind. Those seem to be about the only events. Potentially no second Twister. The Spirit Theft's really nice here though. We can set up Bloatfly on left side. And hey, that's a pretty huge swing turn back. Neither of these players want to lose this match. Both of these past matches, this match and the previous match, very back and forth. Probably because they're very mirror-like. We got this Khalim to block with. Champion's gonna have something to say though. Zorni is guaranteed to go up to 5 Faeria next turn. Can construct a desert, move this Khalim out of the way. Just move him into threat range, really. You can move this just one step to the right here. Step up the Bloatfly to gain that value, and then just kill the Khalim with Demon Wing plus Bloatfly. Then you've also corrupted. Pretty nice. You probably... Yeah, you probably just go for clear as much things as possible. Leave the Ariana on board. I think it's fine to just hit Manta Rider in here. Yeah, and you got the Baby Manta set up to fight this Ariana. Yeah, I really like clearing the Khalim here. Makes a lot of sense to me. I'm not actually sure what this accomplishes. You're just giving Cheese a free collection for seemingly no reason. I guess Zorni is concerned about collecting himself, but maybe that's fair. Considering Cheese doesn't have very many cards, but I don't know. I really like taking care of this Khalim while we have that mobility option available to us. Ooh, top decking double towers. Not fantastic. We might see one tower just to trade off Ariana into the 3-3. Yeah, actually if we drop double tower, we could have actually taken a value clear on the 5-2. And get an extra collection, if that's important. We can still do it. Oh, right, this... yeah, this saves more HP on our Khalim, I guess. And if we put the tower here, it blocks the champion. Yeah, okay, I like it. Blocks the champion from being able to take our Khalim. Not bad. Potentially drop Ariana again. Oh. Really? That's interesting. It is a bit scary playing Ariana on board when there's a 2-2. That's fair, but playing champion hard into the other champion, I don't know how I feel about it. Now hear me out here. What if we go for barter into Soul Drain? We hit the Manta into the structure, Soul Drain our own Manta, and then we get the value trade on the Khalim. Is that so bad? Probably not what you want to be doing. Yeah, it would be lovely to get a value trade here, but what can you do? Probably champion takes champion. It's kind of sketchy leaving champions on board like that. Yeah, we're just gonna go for that. Probably set up Demon Wing. Unfortunate that we can't play two things here. We went for the draw, so we don't get two things. We still could have done that barter into champion play because we get a collection off of that. Oh, no, we can't do that. Never mind. Yeah, we could. Yeah. We could have hit the Manta in, Soul Drain our own Manta, go over, collect, value trade, and then drop a 3 cost. Soul Drain. Ooh, this is real nasty. We got that Flash Wind as well. That does not feel good. Should've went for the Soul Drain your own Manta play, Zorni. Now he's knocking down a peg on this Celestial Tower just so he can next turn play this to accelerate this Gigana going forwards, delete the structure. Makes sense when you've got an extra structure in hand. Top decks the Spirit Theft, that's pretty nice. Can we top deck a mobility trick? No, we cannot. But that's okay. This is absolutely fine. Khalim coming down, nice and chunky against Flyers. Khalim is a pretty good statted creature to fight the Flyers mirror. Just because 6 life is pretty difficult to deal with. Ariana gets a free hit. We're on treasure number 3 if this Ariana dies off, so Cheese is a little more comfortable with this just getting traded off and replaying it again. Ariana normally is quite expensive at 4 cost. Much rather be playing 3 cost Demon Wings. So we have one barter, but what are we looking to do here? There's a lot of board control from Cheese. It's just gotta be that Soul Drain. Take over right side, makes sense. We can sidestep this. We could sidestep, or we could trade. Drop a Bloatfly on the left side to contest the Demon Wing. I think that's probably the play. But sure, let's take a draw to get one more buff out of it. Champion's huge. Champion is like the top deck you wanted there to get that buff. Because, like I said, 6 life, very good against Flyers. Just got more barter. This Khalim is just getting traded back and forth. Khalim number 3. And now we are on a treasure, but I think it is much more worth it to go for Khalim here. Treasures aren't even that amazing. Like, you have to invest not only the 4 Faeria into Ariana, but more Faeria into whatever treasure you get. And Khalim is such a huge pull here to set up double collection. And that's rough. Zorni really wanted to get a champion off here. Maybe collect another creature. It's probably just going to be champion again because it trades so nicely into the Khalim, but... yeah, we'll just run this Khalim away. It makes it pretty awkward for him to collect. Because no matter which well he wants to collect on, this champion's going places. Unless he gets blocked. We'll probably see Ariana to block. Just go for the collection, use Ariana as a blocker. Grab a treasure, I guess. It's a little bit expensive though. If there's a top deck Soul Drain from Zorni, that's pretty game losing. But I don't know what else Cheese is looking for here. It just seems like the play. Man, this game has really just been so back and forth. It's nuts. We found a carpet! 33% carpet, but obviously we go for globe there. Carpet not really impactful if your board is threatening to just disappear. Top decked another champion. Also huge. But how do we want to play this champion? Could step the Ariana. How can we abuse this champion? I don't see many abusive lines. It look... Oh, wait, what? Oh, we're not championing. Interesting. I guess you're not threatened to. Fair enough, I suppose. You just set up double collection on this one. I don't know. I kind of liked taking it, just because that way Cheese is kind of forced to just throw the area on it. I don't know. It's debatable. Maybe setting up more creatures is better. So Cheese has a very nice Flash Wind here to trade off one of these emissaries, get a collection there. We just need to find an answer to this champion, though. Champion is quite nasty. We also have double theft, actually. Yeah, okay. This makes a lot more sense. Champion is just such a huge piece in this sort of matchup. So we are going to grab ourselves a free champion. We had to give up a collection for this. Give our opponent double collection. But champion's pretty huge. I respect it. We're gonna get a nasty value trade here, though. But it's really rough. This Sky Captain actually pulling his weight quite a lot in this matchup. As much as I said it wouldn't, this Khalim has just played such a huge piece in this game where it's been traded back so many times. So the 6 life and the 4 life as well. Sorry, the 6 power and the 4 life. 6 power on champion and the 4 life on the mantas. Pretty good. So Zorni just gonna take that match. Well played from both players. Those are some very exciting matches there. And Zorni is going to move on to the finals of the Khalim Open #1. Alright, we are ready to go with the finals. Canuck actually beating out Sesh in the semis on the other end of the bracket, so we're going Canuck against Zorni. So, we've seen Zorni's lineup, more or less. Haven't seen the green-blue list. Canuck, haven't seen at all. I briefly stopped in on Canuck's stream. He was streaming his own matches, and he was playing a red angry list, so I know for certain this one is red angry. This one, maybe it's red yellow angry. Zorni banning out, not sure just yet. There's 2 blue yellows to banning one of them, and that makes sense because Disciple is pretty nasty. Probably want to ban a Disciple list. If we look at the numbers here, there's, what, 27. This doesn't have any duo cards. I would assume this is the Disciple list. I don't think Disciple has any multicolored cards. This one has 29, 2 crossovers. So it's more than likely this right list over here is the Disciple. It's probably the one you want to ban. Maybe it's 2 Disciple lists. Could be. Canuck banning the Flyers. Pretty solid generally. If you have 2 red lists, I think red is generally decent against Flyers. You might be more concerned about the green lists. I think it's reasonably safe to assume your opponent goes for a ban on Disciple. Zorni actually deciding for this one. I wonder what's convinced him to pick this list. He hasn't locked in yet, I suppose, but... sorry, he has locked in. But I wonder what's convinced him to pick this list. With the dual colored cards instead? Well, we are going to see the green-blue from Zorni. And we're starting with blue-yellow on Canuck's side. Oh, actually not going to be a disciple list. We're going for a treasure list instead. Okay. And this is green-blue beasts, right? Fair enough. Yeah, Zorni has brought green-blue beasts in the past. That makes a lot of sense. So we have a grizzly going first. That's okay. Going for a double neutral. Okay. Going a little bit more aggro. Maybe he's thinking that this is a disciple list. Maybe there is still a disciple in this, and there's just spell whirl. Time of Legends. Is this for Aurora? Gonna pass. So perhaps it is Disciple. I haven't seen any key pieces here in terms of fighters. Perhaps it is just Disciple. We find a Spell Whirl. Now Spell Whirl is super awkward when you're only on a 2-leg deck. This can get some very expensive things. Oh right, we have Compass. I guess it's for the Compass. Actually find excellent cards here. That was a beautiful Spell Whirl. We've got Sunken Tower plus a Tyrannex. Wow. How could you ask for better than that? And we have this training in hand. We can collect some nice little trades in the future here. Makes sense. Not gonna play the Compass. I'm not sure why you don't play the Compass. Is there any reason not to play the Compass? You kind of want to get this down as soon as possible. You even have the Explorer, can tuck this nice and safe into the left side. And a Wingate. Oh my, this deck is full of surprises. What is the Wingate for? Okay, well, I would just like to see a training into Sunken Tower, take out this 5/5, really juicy trade here, and you get this Tyrannex surviving on 5 attack. It's pretty big. Not much that green-blue can do to a 1 HP creature. And it looks like that's what we're going for. Sunken Tower. And the Compass is coming down now. Yeah, I'm still unsure why this didn't come down last turn, but maybe you just missed it. So for Zorni, we're probably just gonna see another Grizzly come down, just drop some chunky statters. Might even see a Sunken Tower to try and deal with this too. It is currently Canuck's only creature, so it makes sense. Drops other Grizzly. And we're gonna start buffing them up. Makes sense. Let's get some overgrown tower value. No Disciple drawn here. Just gotta hope for another... Wow! Canuck getting super lucky with these Spell Whirl pings. Like, it's very likely that you get something not 2 legs, right? But 3 out of the 4 cards are playable. Wow. Fantastic. That Gem Fairy is going to be pretty excellent as well. Not sure what the lake movement's for. I don't know if this accomplishes too much. Are we going for Wingate Stargazer? Oh. Oh. Okay, well now I'm very confused. Baron Sky Vermin? Well, I'm not sure I'm seeing what the deck's supposed to do, but sure. Baron Sky Vermin. You will exist in this list then. And we got a Flash Salmon as well. Grizzly stepping back, takes that collection, grabs a free... Excuse me. Grabs a free little toad. There's that disciple. Where have you been, old friend? Debating using the Sunken Tower charge. I don't think there's a point. I'm not sure this accomplishes anything. I think you just want to save this charge. I suppose you can move the neutral. I guess that's fair. Forces Zorni to build... Well... It doesn't really force him to build a land, though. He's just got a Sunken Tower here, right? Oh, we're actually gonna just trade into the Sunken Tower. Okay. Sure. I guess that makes sense to try and protect the Disciple. Sunken Tower on board's a little bit nasty. So Zorni kind of forced to build lands here, which I think he's not that disappointed by. Can build double neutrals to set up 3 attacking lands here. Canuck actually no longer has any space around his orb to construct his own lands. He's been completely choked out. Now all Zorni needs is a meteor. Oh, I guess there's this one lake over here, fine. So we're probably going to see a 7-3 octopus, I would imagine. From this type of list, you're not really worried about very much small things like Wind Soldier. You're pretty much expecting only events. Actually goes for a 5-5 instead. I suppose he's a little bit afraid of something. Maybe this the Gemsilk Fairy. Not sure. Could be Flashwind into trading it, so I guess that's fair enough. I guess you can be afraid of that, fine. Another thing you could have done is gone for a 7-3 and just pre-buff with the tower. Keldrin Adventurer. Not a card you see every day. This card will shuffle 2 treasure maps into the deck if it lands on an enemy land. So I see the idea with treasures and events and stuff. I'm just not certain what the Baron Skies are doing. Typically you want these to be buffed up or in a rush list where you can pair these with all of the cards that benefit from hitting face. So I don't think there's going to be enough here to clear. Unfortunately, 1 stat short of clearing this. Not that it really matters, but... we will put in a valiant effort. Canuck might be struggling a little bit with the green-blue beasts, since he's got 2 red lists left to try and answer this, not only this, but also the mono-green list. It is going to be quite nasty. Though, better to be running angry than simply like a red combat list or something. You will get a little bit more value out of the hate seeds and firebringers. And hopefully Canuck is going to be able to swarm in the early game to fend off all of these beasts. These tempo beasts. Fire Ellie actually does help a little bit. I would definitely hang on to this Fire Ellie. Can toss the Firebringer, keep the Axe Grinder. Nice. Many swarm tools to start with. Should work out pretty nice. And Zorni's just gonna dodge sides. Oh, Canuck also dodging sides. We are going super aggressive. Okay, interesting. Gonna try and race this beast list. Could work, could work. He's trying to get the Axe Grinder spot, so I suppose that's fair enough. With the Horsemaster, it makes you a little bit more aggressive as well. So that can be pretty nice. Mystic Beast. Excellent card that's going to be coming in the future. Always a little awkward with the Mystic Beast where you want to place down the lake, step up and collect, but can't quite do that. Playing down the Octopus as a 3/7. Ooh. Bomb Slinger. Not going to be helpful this turn, but potentially in the future. Very nice stats to fight the Zephyr. Probably just see Horse Mess. Maybe not. Hovering this space. I kind of liked the Horsemaster. This forces you to build quite a lot of lands here. But just gonna try to dodge out of range of these beasts, I suppose. Another thing you can do is potentially even pre-hit into the Octopus. I don't know if you want to be doing that, but now we've got an overgrown tower top deck, which just makes this Octopus trade so nicely into this Axe Grinder. But where does the tower go? That's a good question. We're running out of land space here on Zorni's side. Probably can just put it on this forest aggressively. Oh, we're going for a hunt down. What's being hunt downed? Oh. Really? So we're actually gonna save the tower for something else. Okay. Not sure what this is being saved for. I kind of liked the stats there, but maybe Zorni is deciding that we're going full in on the race game plan and we don't want to take any damage here. We're just going full in face. Going for the face race. So we're gonna build another mountain. Oh, okay. Does not want to get the bomb slinger down. I liked the bomb slinger there. Just gets another creature on board, but we did top deck the Faeria. Oh, what? We have to build more lands. Oh no. Too many lands. Yeah, I'm not sure what this mountain does. I mean, he doesn't want to build land for this octopus to freely step on, but that's why I liked the bomb slinger, because the bomb slinger, you get to invest that mountain and you get to have this creature on board as well. I'm not sure what this mountain really accomplishes. Ancient Boar looking pretty good, but we do have Outland Ranger in hand. That's not bad for the value trade. Of course, that means we have to build another land, but yeah, these lands were just built super awkwardly, and so many of them too. I think I saw a Baldurion in this list when I was looking on the stream, so that could be just for Baldurion. But yeah, we're going for another land. Oh, what? Oh my god. I'm getting confused at every turn of the way. What does this do? Okay, if there was any land investment, I really wanted to see the land investment up here to take this boar, but even that is not very good. I don't think you want to be building lands at all. I see. We're gonna go over there with a Horsemaster. Okay. Alright. This campfire doesn't really want to go anywhere now. I mean, if you put it on the axe grinder, you're just getting double value traded, really. Yeah. So it's probably worth it even to build a forest here to take the value. No, that doesn't let you take value twice, actually. I guess you can sacrifice this octopus for 3. Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. So forest here. Octopus, you teleport first, then you get a collection and trade. Yeah, that makes sense. Get a collection out of it this way as well. More creatures. And Mystic Beast could potentially just sit here. Yeah, there's no need to step up just yet. Did the tower buff come down? I don't think it came down on anything, right? We could have tower buffed the Mystic Beast once. And then if we get this to 6, well, I guess Zorni's aware that there's a campfire, but if we can get this to 7 life, then it forces the campfire to be invested here, right? Now the campfire's already been invested. Oh, actually shimmying the creatures around. So it's not gonna really matter. Man, this bomb slinger is now looking super awkward against all these like 5 life creatures. It's a little rough. Zorni hasn't used his power wheel yet. I think you're... Oh, we're building more forests. We want more value trades. Just one thing that I found was super awkward with including Vulpines in the beast list is you kind of want to build more forests to teleport them, which is kind of going against the tempo game plan. Zorni's on 6 lands now, but they are very efficiently statted creatures. Three cost 3/4 for 1 land is pretty good on its own. Don't necessarily have to teleport it. Oh, all these teleporters. Do we see a taunting octopus? No. No taunting octopus, fine. I'm just looking at this bomb slinger and I'm very sad that we didn't play it earlier in the game. When you have a good bomb slinger spot, it's often best to just pull it. Just pop it down because it's so difficult to line up decent bomb slingers. It's really easy to play around. And you really don't want to be building more than your land counts. Fire Alley is okay. It allows us to play stuff fine. We had triple bomb slingers. Yikes. But this bomb slinger makes sense.
Let's explode together.
I'm not sure why he pre-hits. I guess to just line up the 4 life stats. Fair enough. Makes sense. But there's 1 buff here, so I don't think it really makes a big difference. Humbling Vision. Does Zorni save the Humbling for future Firebringers, or is he gonna just kill these Bomb Slingers with it? I don't know if you have enough tempo currently to just use Humble as a Falcon Dive. I kind of want to save these for Firebringers. Yeah, we might even be going for a value trade here. That might be what the buff is for, yeah. Just value trade. That does make sense. And there he is! There's the Baldy! Successfully gets the other bomb slinger off, though we've had to go up to 7 mountains. I suppose on the other hand, Zorni has also had to go up to 7 lands, so maybe it's not the end of the world, but I mean, I think we could have shaved down these mountains a little bit in the early game. Zorni is looking very shy of creatures here, though. 13 Faeria, and no creatures in hand currently. Though Canuck, on the other hand, also doesn't have many creatures in hand. Really sketchy to play Baldy here, but yeah, I guess we're desperate. I kind of preferred setting this up out of trade range, though. We have Horsemaster in hand. Just put it on the leftmost mountain, right? You've got a Horsemaster to threaten that land take. This way, I suppose you threaten 2 lands, but I don't know. It's good. This is going to allow. It's not going to be a clean trade, I guess, but we've got Hunt Down. Yeah, just hunt down the Bulgarian. Now these 5 life creatures once again are going to cause some problems for this bomb slinger. Howland Ranger. Oh, right, we don't even have enough Faeria. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tough. I honestly don't mind just Horsemaster, zip back and collect. Could potentially Horsemaster aggro. I don't know. Taking a draw. Yeah. Kind of want some +1s here, but I don't know if it's even gonna make a difference anyways. Zorni's got quite the collection established here. 14 Faeria. Wow. It's a lot of Faeria. Triple buffs. No creatures in sight. Still can't really use the Humbling Vision, especially now. Firebringer could be a clutch draw. So we're just gonna do a tempo hit to face. Makes sense. Not much Canuck can do with it. Do about it on 0. Shit best. Yep, and I think that's gonna be it. Zorni setting up the 2-turn clock with that second buff in hand. Boop. Now we're moving on to game 3. Alright, so Canuck was pretty confident that that was going to be his counter list. Now we're stuck with the list that he is not as confident to counter with. We've got 33, so yeah. 3 dual colored cards. Probably the eel. I'd imagine it's another angry. We've seen a lot of angry recently. Oh, it's actually Max. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Decent starting hand from Canuck. Zorni starting with Forest. Leaving open this Deepwood Stalker as an option. Stalker's gonna be real nasty into this airbot. What a meta pick. And here come more bomb slingers. Bomb slinger, bomb slinger, bomb slinger. And yeah, that's a pretty nice airbot, but unfortunately, Zorni's got the perfect answer. And we might be snowballing from here. Unstable Forgeling is a card, but I don't know if it's going to be able to do much. Double neutraling up to get that. Oh, we got training in this list. Oh, wow. Okay, that might change some things. Wow, this is a very expensive list, though. We have to go up to 3 mountains and 2 deserts. Eek. Well, we're not playing Bomb Slinger this turn, so I guess we'll go for training. Pre-training kind of makes sense. I don't know if there's mobility options in this list, but it's going to be kind of tough to get to face if we don't training soon otherwise. Oh, debating the mountain, though. Not sure what that does. Maybe just saving the training as a surprise trick, but I kind of like double collecting here. Max is very expensive. You kind of want to be collecting as much as possible, and training can help with that. Even if you training and Zorni gets really scared and goes, I'm going to defend, that's a free land that you've gotten invested out of your opponent there. But we do see the hunt down, so training could have been in vain, but And it makes perfect sense to hunt down this now before it gets out of hand. Free take on the creature, and Canuck just has nothing in hand here to deal with this 2-2. It's also really nice to hang on to this mountain when you have the Explorer in hand, because you have the option to explore a mountain, get a surprise Bomb Slinger off. Really good to hold tools like this, especially the Explorer when you've got cards like Bomb Slinger. Grizzly gonna step back, be a collector here. And we got triple Bomb Slinger again. Oh dear. We shall take a draw, find another Airbot. Airbot's pretty good. Especially when there's no other Stalker in hand. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna hang on to it. Yeah, fair enough. I wanted to double collect with it, but I guess if we're afraid of another Stalker, fair enough. Hold this for big detonate lines. And now Zorni just gets to march all over your lands. Big reason not to play lands for your opponent to step on when you're not going to immediately invest them. Or invest creatures onto them. We do have mobility. Okay, there is a Fanatic. Debating playing the desert? I'm not sure what you're going to use the desert for. I don't think we want to play a desert here. Yeah, it's just a draw. And we're drawing into more clunky 2 desert cards. Fantastic. Oh, we top deck the Stalker. Good thing we're holding this Airbot. But there goes all of these lands we worked so hard to play down. And now if we want to ever have any hope of Bomb Slingering, we gotta build yet another mountain. Oh joy. Very heads up buff here from Zorni. Buffing this to 3-3 because he knows the detonate is coming in the future. And that just makes it super awkward. Ground Shaker's nice. Helps manage. Again, debating the desert. I'm not sure what the desert's going to accomplish though. It could be worth a Bomb Slinger. Sure, now that there's been something a little more invested. But going for Ground Shaker here, I kind of just like Bomb Slinger again. Like I said before, once again, if you've got a Bomb Slinger line open, take the Bomb Slinger. They're so difficult to actually get value. Airbot? Where are you going? Oh no, this is not happening. No. Oh dear. That was... Yikes. That was a very expensive removal. Investing the Airbot and the Detonate for Faeria. Just to take out that octopus that I don't think was super threatening at the moment. Zorni just going tempo hits right to the face. And we get yet another value stalker onto the Airbot. Excellent. And we're gonna humble one of these. Beautiful. Max is a very tricky list to pilot, to be fair. Takes a lot of games to sort of understand when you're supposed to hold cards and play them down. This is a very hardcore control list, but it plays differently from what you might think a control list does. You hold your hand, it's more of a combo control. You hold your hand until the last possible second, where you get just massive detonate plays.
Let's explode together.
Looks like Canuck's gonna throw in the towel. We actually have lethal on board anyways. Not on board, but in hand. And there we go. Zorni's going to take the crown. He just comes in and sweeps the entire tournament. What a guy. After such a long break. But well deserved, well fought. So that's going to be it for the Khalim Open #1. Thanks everyone for joining. And next tournament is in 2 weeks, I believe. So if you want to join in on that one, pop by the Faeria Discord server. It's an easy Google, Faeria Discord. And yeah, sign up for the next one. We'd love to have you there. New or old players alike. Alright, until then, take care.